Hello my friends, it's day 22 over here on a Field Notes by Kai, and it's quite late in the day, to be honest. It's a Friday evening, and I finished work quite late and got back home quite late. So even though I had sort of grand ideas in terms of what we were going to do in today's video, I thought best just to focus on getting something done, because of course something, as I keep espousing, is better than nothing, and the idea of just something is enough. So we're here to create something, and as I say, it's day 22, super exciting. But tomorrow and over the weekend we're going to be getting stuck into the rhythm, the EP-40, which I've got over here, and I cannot wait to get stuck into this and to learn this with you and show you all about this. And of course the ting, which we're also going to have a play with. I'm super excited, so look out for some videos over the weekend of us incorporating this with composing with the OP-1 field, but also just a standalone video really getting stuck in to the rhythm. Of course, in every single one of those videos we'll be joined by Steve. This then is day 22. Welcome to Field Notes by Kai. As I say, my friends, I'm slightly late in getting to this today, hence the slightly different look for the setup, because it takes me so much longer to set everything up otherwise. But I want to get stuck in something anyway, and obviously the best thing to do, and I encourage you guys to do the same, that if you're looking to do a similar practice to this, and you're thinking, do you know what, maybe it's a little bit late in the day, I don't really have much time, or maybe you're devoid of inspiration, then do something like I'm planning to do right now, which is get something done and focus on it just being a short idea. And this is what the OP-1 field is so great for, because we can create something short, even if it's just 4 bars or 8 bars, and turn it into a loop. I'm going to call this Friday Fire, which is tempting fate slightly, because this might absolutely be a horrendous little composition. Now, of course, we're starting on a fresh track, and I'm using a sound from a pack that I don't think I've actually showcased yet. The patch called Retrograde, which I'll link to in the description. Now, I haven't actually used this very much, but it contains loads of sounds, loads of synth and drum patches. And I found this one just before I went live. It's called Debris SG, which I absolutely love, and I feel like we can just create something sort of loopy, maybe some short sort of foreboding vibe. But I thought maybe if we go for a double octave D, this is going to sound like the beginning of a horror movie, and then a double octave A flat. Okay, I kind of already love what this could be. I have no idea what it's going to be, but let's create, if we have a little bit, whoops, 72.9. Let's turn up the metronome. Beautiful. God, it's so nice not having any pops or clicks anymore on these loops. Let's lean into the horror soundtrack vibe. It's quite cool because that first sound, that debris sound, it feels like it takes maybe 2 or 3 seconds for the pitch to actually settle. It sounds like it pitches up slightly when the sound first kicks in, or when you first play the note, and it sounds like it then settles back down into the note. Just had a sudden realization of absolutely having no idea what we're doing with this, but that's often the way. I don't want the amp. Maybe let's revisit Retrograde and see what we get in here. That's nice, isn't it? A nice piano. We could have a really serene piano under all of this carnage. Oh, there we go, that could do it. Oh my god, that sounds really cool. This is giving strong, like Among Us intro music vibes. If any of you know the sort of like menu loading screen for Among Us, as in the video game Among Us, it's giving me big vibes of that. Okay, I kind of like that. Okay, I'm actually going to revisit the Retrograde patch again, because maybe this is just a video that features everything in this patch. Oh my god, that's so cool. Okay, already like this. So we had just D octave, and then we made it a D sus, basically. So we put the fourth note. Remember, I've spoken before about the whichever scale we're in. So this is essentially hinting at D minor, but there's no notes of a D minor in this chord. We've just got the root, so both Ds, the 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 4, which is kind of neutral in terms of it being major or minor. So we're going to have that, but of course in the piano melody we've got ba boo ba ba ba. So we actually have the minor third, so we don't need to over egg the minor pudding here. So we're going to have that as the first chord, and then the second chord is just actually an A flat major 7 with a 6, which doesn't need to necessarily be as sinister as it's sounding at the moment, but that first instrument is doing a lot of heavy lifting in terms of sinister vibes, which I like. Just aware that we didn't actually add any effects to that, which might be a bit of a shame. Going back in with the mother reverb, which might be one of my most favourite things in my entire life, is the mother reverb. Love this. This is sounding so sinister at the moment. Retrograde, which just seems to be an absolute gold mine. Oh my god, again, all of these things. Oh, that's what we just added. Oh my god, that's so creepy. That's like some sort of like ghost hunting, like walkie-talkie device thing. Oh my god, I think I maybe do add this on the top. That's quite cool. Just adding the fourth, because then this fourth resolves back to the D. So we're doing the same chord here as I've just recorded with the other instrument. Oh, I love this already. Love this. Whatever this is, I love it already. So again, you might be wondering why this sounds quite so sinister in that second chord. Now, it shouldn't do in the sense that an A flat major 7, that sounds really nice in and of itself, but actually there's no major third in this chord at the moment. So all we've got is the root, the 6, the major 7, and then the root again, the 8th note, which is the same as the first. But the thing is, whenever you have, even though this sounds really nice and happy when you have the root and the major 7, if you put the root and the major 7 directly next to each other, that's just a semitone apart, and that always sounds, depending on your outlook, it sounds either a mixture of really nice because you can sort of contextualize and you know, you can, if you can put those two notes in the context of a major 7 chord, then great. But otherwise, it just sounds super clashy. So in this, it sounds super clashy, but then adding the 4th on the top is going to make it sound even more sinister. Mess with the effect a little bit. I think the spring might be a bit too much. Oh, we're getting like a nice chorus effect now. Oh my God, that's amazing. We're getting like an overtone 5th. That's kind of really, really cool, but I think we might need to bring it way down in the mix. So there's a lot you can hear. Listen to that decay. It goes on for absolutely ages, but it kind of adds to the kind of how mysterious this sounds. Oh my God, it's still going. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring these tracks in one by one, but we're actually going to start with the piano. Okay, my friends, well, this is day 22, Friday Fire. And that, my friends, was day 22. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to get stuck in to a full weekend where we're going to be looking at the EP40, Teenage Engineering's rhythm, and of course the microphone, the ting that goes with it. So join me over the weekend. But until then, take care of yourselves and I'll see you very soon.